This is for you.
What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco. It's Philly the podcast, and we in here on some early morning tip. I apologize. It is my fault. It is my fault. You know what I'm saying? But what's good, Brandon? You know we got my boy Brandon in here. We're gonna talk some Packers versus Eagles. You know, we got people hopping in already. Make sure y'all say what up in the chat. If you are new, hit that like, hit that subscribe. That's the vibe we rocking with. But how you feeling about today, Brandon? How you feeling, man?
So indifferent. I don't want to have any expectations, but like at the same time, it's still football. So it's like I got to be excited for that. But at the same time, like if we win, that's cool. But if I'm trying to get myself in the feeling that if we lose, then I won't be as hurt or upset like the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. We were talking about it off stream. If we win this game, it's like what now? It's like what you know, especially if we win it convincingly. It's like what happens now. You know, we look at it and we're in a bad position as far as a team goes, as far as a franchise goes. So, you know, I would love to win, don't get me wrong, but it would definitely make me question a lot of things. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be a weird game. But what do you know? We got Jordan Howard coming back. We got Jordan Mailata playing left tackle. We got a couple different things. Zach Ertz coming back. Who are you most excited to see coming back?
I mean, I like to see the development of Jordan Mailata. I think that's exciting. I mean, last week he was graded pretty well for between like all offensive linemen last week. He was one of like the higher graded offensive linemen last week. So I mean, that's something to look forward to. That okay, potentially like there might be a battle between him and Dillard in the offseason, but as of right now, if he keeps going on this trajectory, using his athleticism plus good coaching from like Stoutland, it's exciting to see that maybe we hit on a future left tackle late in the rounds on a guy that was playing rugby, but the guy's super athletic and huge.
Yeah, facts. And like Nina Austin says, we got to run the ball. And if we do steal this one, it's gonna feel really good because I do have a friend that's a Packers fan. He drops in here every now and then. I'm sure he'll be in here at some point. But you know, it'll feel really good. But like I said, it'll be really confusing. I think a bright spot that I've been seeing though is our defense. I was watching some stuff, like some film, like on the past 2 weeks at least, you know, and we held the Seahawks offense to I think their lowest scoring output of the year. It might not have felt like it. It might have felt like we were kind of getting beat up the whole game, but we did pretty well on defense. So my question is, do you think this defense can hold up to the Packers this week?
I don't know. I was watching. I know we won last year against the Packers, but I feel like a lot of that was because the Packers decided not to run the ball in the goal line, where we were able to stop them a couple of times because they decided to pass 3-4 times down at the goal line. So that was kind of like bad play calling right then in itself. That's something that we've been yelling at Doug for, and I think their head coach has definitely been calling plays that are both good for Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones, and it's gonna be tough. I'm watching Aaron Rodgers. Dude's a beast. He just the flick of the wrist, and that ball is going like 90 miles an hour at their wide receivers and getting to right on the money spots, especially to guys like Devontae Adams. Like if Slay had a tough week, and I know that he was questionable for this game, but even if he's a slight bit banged up, and I know he's played against the Packers multiple times because obviously he was on the Lions, but it's definitely gonna be interesting. I'm like I said, I'm not trying to hold any expectations out there because this could be one of those games where it could be a battle or it could get real ugly real quick.
Facts. Yeah, my friend was telling me he thinks it's going to be either the Eagles by 4 or the Packers by like 14. That's it. That's how it's going to go. It's going to be either like a close game. But we haven't been able to steal games. That's the thing too. Like a lot of these games have been somewhat close. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like we've really gotten blown out this year. I feel like a lot of games have either slipped in the beginning of the game and we make a little bit of a comeback, or they slip at the end of the game, you know what I'm saying, when it's a close game. So, like, even the Seahawks game, yeah, we were down 23 to, what was it, 7, I think it was, or 6, something like that. And you can call that a blow. We weren't playing well on either side of the ball, really. You can kind of call that a blow, but that really wasn't a blowout either. We still had a chance in that game for most of the game. So this is one of those games, if we can keep in this and make Aaron Rodgers make a mistake, you know what I'm saying? He's had some excuse me, he's had some underthrown balls. He's had some, ducks that he's thrown, but he's kind of gotten bailed out by his, wide receiving core and his running back. So, like you said, it should be interesting. I feel like this whole year, if nothing else, is going to be very interesting, because it's like every week you feel like something can happen. Every week you feel like,
if we win today, you figure like the Giants are playing the Seahawks at 4:00. So
with a backup.
Yeah. So you figure that the Seahawks are going to win. And it's just like in the back of your mind is like, so if we win and Washington loses too, whoa, we're back in first. And then next thing you know, we're back next week having high hopes, or having some kind of hopes, even if they're not high, they're a little bit above average. And it's just been playing on our heartstrings all season.
Facts. And shout out to everybody checking in from Facebook. I can't put your comments up here, but if you go to the YouTube, I can. But I'll shout out everybody. Shout out to my boy Millie. Says my dude official as a ref. Shout out to Big Al, my guy Big Al. I have no big expectations with Howard. They teased us with Holyfield. Big facts.
Right.
Shout out to my boy Jesse Hogan. Says go Bears, go Bears. So he definitely wants us to beat the, as he calls them, the moldy ass cheeseheads. Shout out to Kev Thomas. Hope we run the ball more than total of 15 times. So I'm with you there. I am with you there. Big Al also says defense will need to put points on the board. That has been missing. That's a big fact right there. Our defense needs to, at the very least, create some turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't got, I can't remember the last time we've gotten a big impactful turnover. You know what I'm saying? Like,
against Cleveland, I think was it against Cleveland? Fletcher Cox got the sack fumble.
It probably was, but that was 3 weeks ago now.
We got a touchdown literally the next play. We got the turnover, and then we scored a touchdown to Richard Rodgers right away. And I mean, yeah, I don't think we had any last week in Seattle. Or maybe we no. Oh.
Yeah, well, I don't think we did last week.
I mean, if you count 4 and outs, that's technically a turnover.
I mean, technically, yeah, it's a turnover on downs.
Yeah, there you go. So the defense, I mean, I'm not too mad about the defense. Like, yes, it would be nice to get more turnovers, and if the defensive backs played a little bit more aggressive, then maybe we can get more interceptions. I mean, with that, you also run the risk of getting beat deep and all that, and that's happening anyway. So, I mean, like, why not try to be a little bit more aggressive than trying to be whatever the word is, just sitting back a little bit and trying to play it safe in a sense. But I have no problems with the defense. The defense has played well, if we really look at it, pretty much all year. Except for maybe if you figure the Ravens or Steelers game. Yeah, we let up a lot of points, but as the offense was coming back, they were holding them down. They were, okay, well, we will stop them for now. Granted, we couldn't finish in those games, but it made it look like that, all right, when our offense needed us to make a stop, they did. And I don't know, just the emergence of guys like Alex Singleton and TJ Edwards. It's cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, this is the time, brother. Every game has to be played to win. All right, like this, you can't go out there and be like, we can get a tie and maybe no. Now you have to win. There's no excuses. No, there's nothing on the line in terms of like expectations as a team. We as Eagles fans, I'm sure all of us, want us to do well, but I don't think anybody's going into the game like, oh, we're gonna blow these guys out. So there's no expectations as that. At this point, throw it all on the line, go out there and win some games. Right. So let's get to some of these questions. My boy Dennis Watson says, why isn't Deuce or Rich calling the plays? How does Press get that duty? I'm lost here. And match that up with Edge of Philly Sports saying, does Doug give up more play calling? What do you think before I go into it?
I think he'll end up giving up more play calling this week. I think the media and everyone's kind of been on him, and it's more than just the media and us fans. I feel like Jeffrey Lurie's also kind of stepping down, and he's like, I want something to change. I need to see something because that dude looks disappointed up there in the booth every week. So obviously he has to have something to say. There's no way that an owner of an NFL team that's making billions of dollars that is driven to win is sitting there and just being like, I'll just let this season rock out and see what happens. Like, he's definitely going down there or in the meetings or whatnot and saying his piece. I mean, with Jeffrey Lurie, the one positive thing about him is that he's quick to kind of pull the trigger on things when he doesn't see anything going right. For instance, like the Chip Kelly, Chip Kelly had 2 decent years record-wise, and we made the playoffs. And when things weren't going well and he knew that he was messing things up and the fans were going nuts and our big 3 was gone, Jeff pulled the trigger and fired him. I mean, and he's so I see Jeff probably stepping in and be like, you need to really let it up this week. As for press, I don't know how he got it. I really don't. There's something weird going on, and I feel they're disrespecting Deuce a lot. Unless Deuce is not what we think he is.
See, my thing is, I don't trust anybody on this roster. I don't trust anybody on this front office, on this staff, to have any type of evaluation of a person's talent. That's my thing. I don't trust anybody that says Deuce isn't ready, because I don't feel like, Doug seems like he's not ready right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is a different city, man. This is a different city. If we're going to do the same thing that we're doing with Doug, we're going to have to do it with Deuce. We're going to have to get a good defensive coordinator, a good offensive coordinator, surround him with good talent, as far as coaching goes. So if we have to do that with him, I'm down, because he can deal with the city. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that Doug is sorely lacking, and it's starting to show really bad. To answer the question, I'm with you. I have no idea how Press Taylor got that duty. He has shown nothing. If anything, I feel like quarterback is the one position we can all agree has regressed, significantly, excuse me. And I'm not even taking a jab at Wentz. It's as a whole. Have you really seen any progression out of that, position? No, you really haven't. Nate Sudfeld hasn't. The time that we've had him, he should be our backup quarterback at the very least, or have some value as far as a trade piece.
3-4 years he's been on the team.
And now he's a practice squatter. Like, what does that say about the coaching?
The quarterback
exactly. So yeah, the quarterback factory. We were just You ever seen you remember that show I Love Lucy?
Yeah.
Back in the day, there was like a scene where she was working in the factory and she was like trying to pick up the chocolates, and then she just like got too many chocolates at once. And that's what I feel like how like our quarterback factory is starting to feel like. It's just we're trying to grab all the chocolates, but we can't grab them all at once, and just it's a mess. It's a mess. Shout out to Infamous 2K says, check this out. So A2, I don't know who A2 is, but was pretty much slandering Miles, and so I did my research and defended Miles, and Miles liked my comment. That's fire. Miles is that guy, man. Joe, did you take down your blanket last game? I did, and we lost, so it went back up. But yeah, they're saying it's because he's buddy with Doug. Jim Schwartz would be one of the best DCs if he was consistent and made adjustments. Agree or disagree? You go ahead.
No, I mean, like I said, the defense hasn't, yes, in the beginning of the season, the defense was kind of like on everyone's hot seat. We were bugging out. As soon as we saw the sticks defense and everything, it felt like, all right, so who are we going to blame right now for all the assists? Let's go at the defense, especially when they were letting up. For instance, it started off with the Washington game when we're up 17-0. And yes, the offense wasn't putting up points, but then how are you going to let Dwayne Haskins and co come down and score more than 17 points on us? That was kind of like the start of the avalanche of going after Jim Schwartz. But as of lately, if you string at the last couple weeks of games, it hasn't even been the defense's fault. The defense has been stepping up. They've been playing well enough for us to win games, but our offense isn't putting up points. We're not going to win by scoring 10 to 17 points against good teams. We need to be able to put up 24 points. We put up 24 points last week. We win. That's the defense played well enough for us to go ahead and win these games. So, if he was more consistent, if the defense played more consistent, and he put the players in that everyone felt like he held on to Nate Gary way too long. That dude was missing assignments and couldn't get off blocks for the life of him. And he could be a good defensive coordinator in this league. I mean, why not? I mean, our defense is actually, if you look at all the statistics with rankings and stuff, we're right up there regarding pass yards and sacks. I think we're number 2 in sacks right now. Like, those are good categories, and I know that's what Jim Schwartz and Howie were trying to build, at least on the defensive line. We're so defensive line heavy. So the fact that at least if they get anything out of it, we're number 2 in sacks. So that's good. And yeah.
See, my thing is, it's all about development. You know what I'm saying? I want some coaches that are going to develop our players. I feel like our defensive line has developed. You know, our stars haven't been playing like stars. I think that's something we can all like. You know, Fletcher Cox, I know he takes a lot of double teams. That's going to always be the, excuse that we give him. But he hasn't played like Fletcher Cox for a couple of years. It is what it is. Like, he's done better this year, as the games have progressed. But he's not on the Aaron Donald level that a lot of us put him on. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing.
I thought, but yeah, you're right. Aaron Donald, that dude's just a monster.
He's a different thing. So, and then you look at Javon Hargrave, he's just not worth his money this year, I feel like. But, it is what it is. Malik Jackson's had a couple good games. But the young guys, Josh Sweat, Hassan Ridgeway when we had him going, and a couple of other guys, Derek Barnett, you could even say, you've seen some development from them. So that's just what I want to see. Even the wide receivers, you've seen from game to game, you've seen development from the young receivers. I'm not, including Deshaun Jackson or anything like that. So I say that to say this. I want to see Jim Schwartz continue to develop his defense. And you saw it the last couple of weeks. He's changed things up. And it's not like groundbreaking. He's not changing his whole defense. But you can see that he's, making adjustments. And I agree, if he's consistent with that, and he can go into halftime and say, this is what's working, this is not what's working, you know what I'm saying? Then yes, he can be a top 5. I feel like he's been a top 5 defensive coordinator before. Like Edge of Philly Sports says, Jim is a tease. Sometimes you get like Hall of Fame Jim, and then sometimes you get like, what are you doing? Why are you 30 yards back? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
For example, like that, the Rams game was just embarrassing. I felt like they made 0 adjustments all game, and the Rams just had their way with us. But you got to hope that they'll start developing those young guys. You got to hope that they basically say, yeah, we let go of Will Park so we can get like Kevon Wallace more play. Like, if I don't see Wallace out there and only on special teams or something, then I'm going to be a little upset about that, because then why release depth that immediately got re-signed back to Denver? Why do all that when depth is something that we need when our team is so injury prone all the time? It didn't make sense. But if I see Wallace out there getting more burn, and then we can see maybe some of the young linebackers, someone that can take over Duke Riley's spot. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of him, but that would be good to see. I would like to see that.
See, I want to see. All right, so the defense, I feel like if we can get a top 5 linebacker, I've said Micah, I don't know how you say it. I think it's Micah Parsons, but I've said Micah Parsons like a million times. If we can get him from Penn State, you know what I'm saying, then we will have, I feel like we'll have a really good defense, to be honest. I think that's what we're missing. I think anybody could take Duke Riley's spot at this point. And I feel like if you put Alex Singleton and Bradley, or even who's the other guy I've been raving about? Oh my God, TJ Edwards. It's too early. See, it's too early.
Good morning, so,
yeah. So TJ Edwards or Alex Singleton, you put them out on the outside with somebody that's solidified on the middle that can really, you know what I'm saying, be an anchor of that defense. I think sky's the limit.
Yeah, that I don't see. I feel like our team's just going to draft bad. But it also depends if we end up winning this division or not. So if we don't win this division and we lose today, Washington wins or New York wins, it is what it is, and we get a top 10 pick, probably even top 6. Then you got to hope that they take like a linebacker, but then I can also see them taking like a defensive end or something.
Facts. Big shout out to Philly Talk Podcast. If the Eagles win, does it change your impression on the season?
No, I think that it's just going to keep pulling our heartstrings, what they've been doing every week, where if we win and then the other teams lose and then we're back in first by a half a game, then we're stuck again talking all week and having these feelings all week about like, wow, maybe we can actually pull this and get some young guys some playoff experience. And then next thing you know, the inevitable happens, or the whole everything comes down and we end up losing, and then Washington and New York start winning again, and then we're back and forth. And it's so no, it doesn't change my impression on the season. It would be a nice win. We finally would get a good win against a good team because yeah, we beat the Niners, but the Niners were hurt when we played them. So I mean, on paper it looks good because it says 49ers, but when you really look at it,
it was beat up.
It was, yeah, we beat up a beat up team. I mean, we beat a beat up team. We didn't really beat them up because we almost lost. But
they almost lost to Ben DiNucci.
Carving up our defense. But yeah, so it doesn't really change my impression on this season because this season has just been pulling at the heartstrings all year long.
Facts. Like if we win this game, it depends. All right, I'm gonna put this.
Here we go.
No. I'm gonna put this caveat. If Press Taylor or someone else does take over play calling and our offense like blossoms and it looks great and we go out there and kill them on offense and it's a great game, I might be a little bit, I might get a little saucy. I'm not going to lie. I might be a little happy because realistically, that's what we've been waiting for all year, for it to just click for everyone. Obviously, I wouldn't be like, oh, this is a Super Bowl team, but I'll be a little bit more optimistic for the next week. Like the Packers defense isn't amazing. They're not great, but that's a good team. If we click, I feel like it'll be something. You know what I'm saying? Like we have talent on the team. That's the thing. I just feel like a lot of the coaching, a lot of the placement of that talent, and some talent's heart isn't in it, in my opinion. So, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I feel like if this team clicks, I've said from the beginning, if we just made it to the playoffs, you never know. This team could just figure it out and it could just click and it could just be on a roll. It's not the NFL is so much about who gets hot at the right time. So, you never know. If it looks really good, and I'm talking really good, you know what I'm saying? Like Carson looks like the Carson we paid $100 million to.
Uh-huh.
I might be a little hype, and gosh darn it, we deserve it. We've had a long season. Yeah. We've had a long season. Infamous 2K says, did y'all hear that Jim went to the defense before the Seattle game and said, stop playing like bitches? I don't want to cuss on the channel, but yeah. Hey, somebody got to say it. Somebody got to say it. Let's go Packers. Oh. I think winning is a boost for a team morale and we will feel good, but this organization has failed and this division is trash. Fool's gold with a win, but I will take it.
Facts.
I feel you.
That's essentially it. It's like, obviously, we'll take any win. Winning's good unless we were one of those, if we were like the Jets and we had 0 wins and we were a lock for the first pick in the draft. Then at that point you win, you'd be pissed off. Like, what are you doing? We have lost every game and now you want to win for no reason. Now we have the 3rd pick. So I would love to see them win today. But like I said, it wouldn't really change my impression on the season, but at least it would give a glimmer of hope to then once again make me sad.
Yeah, if it's a defensive win, like you said, that's how I'll feel. I'll feel like, okay, whatever. Our offense still sucks. But if it's like an offensive explosion, that's the only way I'll be like, all right, there's hope. There's hope. But let's keep it on the offense real quick. What do you think about Zach Ertz coming back?
I don't know. Zach Ertz. I mean, maybe Zach Ertz was banged up in the beginning of the season, and he was also unmotivated to play. I don't know, but hopefully throughout this time, Zach's been able to like kind of relax and clear his mind, and maybe him and Carson have made up. I don't know what issues they had, but they didn't look like they were having fun or talking to each other much on the sidelines or anything. So, and in that sense, yeah, it's good to have one of your best players on offense back. But is it going to be back like Alshon back, where Zach comes back and maybe he's targeted 3 times, has 1 catch, and the other ones he just can't get open on? Or are we going to see him play a little bit better than Goddard or Richard Rodgers, where, okay, Zach's getting open in the middle of the field, they're finding them getting open in the void routes and all that, and catching high point balls? Because, I mean, that's one of the things that Wentz loves about him is that his catch radius is also big. Wentz really likes these big catch radius wide receivers, tight ends, who can make those plays and jump up and get them rather than having to pinpoint down on a smaller guy. So in that sense, yes, get all the big bodies we can get in there. Maybe Zach will bring a spark. But from what I saw in the beginning of the season, I can't really sit here and say, well, I'm super excited to see him back because I don't know what we're going to get out of him. Because technically, if he wasn't really motivated earlier, I don't know what's going to motivate him now that we're 3 wins at week whatever we're in, and he's still worried about his money from being it's still 2 years left on his contract, and that money problem doesn't change overnight.
Yeah, I still don't understand. Like, there's no money problem with you, bro. Like, we've paid you. We paid you twice, I believe. He's out now. This will be his 3rd. You're on commercials, like, bro, and we're not even winning. I could see if you were out there balling, like you were out there, like, bro, you see me on an All-Pro doing what, you know what I'm saying? If you were out there balling, all right. But like you said, I just feel like his heart has not been in it. He has not played to the level we expect. And, to Infamous 2K says Zach is going to be good. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to click it. Is going to be good. Even if his production is not there, he still brings the safety down a lot more than Goddard and gives Goddard a one-on-one, which is dangerous. Very true. So he's going to be, at the very least, a distraction, but we need him to make an impact. And my fantasy team needs him to make an impact because
right. Me too.
We've been sorely missing him.
I'd never sign players again.
Seriously.
I took Miles Sanders like in the first round or late first round. I took Zach Ertz. I was all pumped. I was like, oh, wow. That's been a waste. But no offense to Miles. I mean, Miles has good stats. It's just that Doug doesn't run him. That's not a Miles.
He doesn't get the touches.
Doug. But, yeah, I mean, in a sense, I get where Zach Ertz is coming from. The guy has given his all. I mean, he took that shot over the middle against the Cowboys, broke a rib, and then was back a couple weeks later. So I get it. He has shown that he will put his all into everything. It's just, why this year? Why not next year do all that?
Yeah, I mean, it's, he says that I think Zach is frustrated with Howie. Hopefully he can get past that. My thing is, whose side do you take? If you're Lurie, I guess Lurie's really the only guy that can fire him. But if you're Lurie, like, do you take Ertz's side or do you just say, all right, Howie got to go? I feel like this is a snowball thing, though. I feel like there's so many things on Howie right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a business side of things. At the end of the day, with all the players' contracts and everything, it's business. And you can't just go get every star player or every good player the contract that they want. It's just not possible. That's how, I mean, otherwise we would sign 4 people and then next thing you know, we would have a bunch of terrible players, or I wouldn't want to say terrible because they all made the NFL, but lower class players. But I don't know. At this point, it's tough because what's Howie going to do? We're 60 mil. We're strapped for next year. It's not like we can really do anything. And I know that Ertz's contract extension wouldn't be for a couple years out. But at that point, it's like, then what? Are you going to be willing to restructure your contract for next year so we can get some more cap space? If we give you an extension, like, what's the game? Like, you would have to, both sides would need to get both on the same page. But I think we talked about, do we really want to pay a 30-year-old that much money down the line in the tight end position when we can get a guy like Richard Rodgers that's averaging 14 yards a catch, who just sneaks past defenses because no one's really looking at him. And Goddard, when he catches the ball, he's better at run after the catch. That dude will break a tackle, spin move, have his helmet fly off, and keep running as if like he's in the longest yard, Adam Sandler style. I don't know.
Says Chip was right. How needs to be sent back to his basement. I think Zach is going no matter what at the end of the season. I agree. I mean, it's going to be a fun – it's going to be an interesting offseason. We're going to have a lot – this is probably the best year to start a podcast because usually the offseason, I'm sure, is like a offseason. It's rough to find contact, but not for the Eagles. We're going to have a lot to talk about this offseason because there's going to be a lot of turnover and a lot of potential trades. It's going to be very interesting to see if somebody new takes this team over, what direction they go with. Because like I've said, we do have talent, but we do have a lot of money issues. We have a lot of young players. It'll be very interesting to see who stays, who goes. On that note, I know this is something that you've been dying to talk about. Carson Wentz. Do you think this is the game he actually takes that seat?
I didn't know you were going to go there. I
went there.
It's just the game that he plays good.
Nope, I went there.
I was ready to answer like, yeah, I think you can play good. Hey, I mean, I saw those the pictures of like 50% off Carson Wentz jerseys. I'd still buy one, to be honest. 50% off, why not?
50%, why not? He's here for 2 more years, at least.
Exactly. So, I mean, it'll be worth the investment. If he really stinks it up and we are it's like 14-0 and we have 0 first downs and we're going almost into halftime with like 1 first down and 30 yards of offense, then yeah, and maybe an interception in there, I can see Wentz getting benched today. Today could be the day just because of all the noise. I feel like Doug, I don't know, maybe Doug will prove me wrong, but I feel like the media, the fans, they're all getting to him. Hence why he's figured, maybe let me switch up my play calling or let someone else call some plays here and there. I'm hoping that Carson plays well today. Everyone heard because it's news that pops up that he went up to the team and he kind of put himself out there and kind of took blame for how the season's going and took blame for his play and took ownership that he needs to be better more than just what he's been saying on camera, that he actually went up in front of the team and like really tried to take onus of everything. So hopefully something like that can galvanize everyone to play a little harder because that's what we need too. We need not only Wentz to play better, but we need everyone to play harder. We need Jason Peters to not look lost. We need our offensive line to block maybe just 1 more second. We need Carson not to hold the ball too long, but that is also in turn let the wide receivers get open. They need to at least get a little bit of separation so it doesn't look like, all right, if I throw this ball, it's going to get picked and everyone's going to hate me. Like, I need you to play better too. I mean, we drafted Jalen Reagor in the first round. Now he's been a couple of games in from injury. I need him to step up too. I need him to get some separation, get open on a deep pass, get more screens to him, and that's a play calling thing. But I just need everyone to play better. But Carson specifically, I need him to look better than what he did because it looks miserable when he's out there.
Yeah, and I at what point is it, you got to save your franchise quarterback. You can't keep letting him sit out there and just get popped every single play. I mean, it's no secret, he's on pace to be the 3rd in history with sacks, you know what I'm saying, in NFL history. It's not something you want to see. That is not something you want to see. At this point, I don't care if we win or lose. I just want to enjoy Eagles football. I respect that 100,000,000%, man. Right. Speaking of 100 million, y'all aren't benching a $100 million quarterback. My thing is, I really don't care about the money. One, it's not cutting Wentz, it's benching him for maybe his own safety, and 2, to see what you have out of the rookie, even if it's for trade value, even if it's just if you want to call it a spark. If we lose this game, if we're losing this game, like you said, to your point, if we're losing this game bad at halftime, our offense is looking bad, what's really the point at this point? Like, let's have some fun. Let's see what the heck we got in our backup. Maybe we can get some value next year. We have to.
Right. That's what the preseason at least shows, like, teams that maybe need a quarterback or need someone just to come in. All right, that guy over there, he played pretty well those couple games that he was in, or during the dryers that he was in. So you can use that as trade bait. But we didn't have a preseason, didn't have rookie OTAs. We didn't have anything. So there isn't any film besides 1 to 2 plays. He comes in and runs the read option and just runs the ball. There's nothing on him besides 2 passes that even those look Tim Tebow-ish because he looks like he just stands there and it looks slow motion when he throws at times. But I mean, granted, that's probably just the design of the play. And if he was actually taking snaps and passing the ball, maybe it'll come out quicker. I don't know. I haven't watched too much Jalen Hurts to really know how his throwing ability is. But I still don't know if he's really going to get benched at the end of the day. I feel like I don't know if that would really, really affect Carson like bad more than now.
See, my thing is, I personally at this point just want to see something a little different because I'm tired of watching Carson Wentz do the same thing over. And I know it's a lot of it is called play calling. A lot of it is a poor team around him, but I just want to see something different. Like I know we're not a good team, you know what I'm saying? But I want to play spoiler. I want to be able to tell somebody we beat you guys with Jalen Hurts. Like I just want to be at that point right now. Like,
right.
But we are in the NFC East, and somebody asked who's in first right now. The person that is in first is the injury bug. They're the ones that are in first because we're all backup quarterbacks except. Can you hear me still?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, it just like went into like an Amber Alert. Like that scared me. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? I live in Florida. I thought there was like a hurricane going on or something. I was like, oh, I gotta.
We had a nor'easter up here. You got mad snow. Well, not like a lot, but enough to cover all the grass and like it's probably like an inch or 2 out there, or probably like 2 inches, at least in my.
It finally snowed out there. Good.
But
no, yeah,
I saw a random stat, and someone can fact check this or just say, "Nah, that was a made up stat," like on Twitter. But it was that out of all the sacks that Carson did sack, about maybe 10 of them have been his fault at like the 46. So I mean, that just goes to show, like, yeah, he might hold the ball too long, but a lot of the times when we look at like the replays and like, oh, he should have threw it there. The defensive line is like right there in his face. Like, yes, if you have a Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, that ball might be coming out. But those are once in a lifetime players. They're not everyday quarterbacks. They're not all 32 teams. So when that guy's literally right there in your face and you're about to get sacked, it's like fight or flight. And Wentz does his duck move or he tries to get out. But
yeah, I mean, I think it was Thomas Arnone who said it. He just looks stiff. He looks like, even you said it, he looks awkward when he runs. He just doesn't look like the same guy. And that's, from getting knocked down every freaking play. You never know where the next hit is coming from.
He's probably hurting. Like we see him get out there and we're like, come on, move better. But the guy is not only getting sacked 46 times, he's also been hit, I think, 100 times this season. Like, I could be making that up. Someone look it up. But I'm pretty sure in that same stat, it said that there's been at least 100 quarterback hits, post throw and all that. So these are grown men coming at you when you're standing still or when you're the most vulnerable when you're throwing the ball and then landing on top of you. That's not comfortable. That's not going to allow your quarterback to play well physically and mentally when like, damn, my body hurts and I got big boy over there, 285 pounds, 300 pounds, about to hit.
Come get me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not a good feeling at all. See, and my thing is like when you look at what Wentz has done, even without that, you know what I'm saying? Last year he didn't have a terrible offensive line, but without the wide receiving core, I'm just talking to myself now.
I had the laptop plugged in, but Didn't realize you need to flip a switch for it to charge.
But what was I saying? If you look at what Wentz has been able to do with the lack of weapons that he's had, it's obviously impressive. But at some point, it gets to you. You know, at some point, you can't keep doing it. You can't keep saving the team. You can't keep putting the team on your back. Now, Infamous 2K said, hold on, before I do, this is my cousin, Melvin Castro, says, if the Giants win the division, how mad would you be? I wouldn't be as mad as if the Cowboys won. So I'll say that. I kind of want if we don't win, I kind of want the Washington football team to win just because it'll be funny. But I mean, I really don't care if the Giants win at this point. I think they'd be more upset than we would, the Giants fans.
Yeah, I agree. If the Giants win, it would suck because obviously that means we didn't win and two teams ain't coming out the East this year. But yeah, I still, like you said, it's way better than Dallas. I'd even take Washington at this point. At least they have a story with Alex Smith and all that, and their coach having cancer early on. So you can go with that, and then we could all be laughed at how the team with no name won the division, but still, at the end of the day, better than the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the last time the Washington football team, formerly the Redskins, won the division, it's when the Eagles, the Cowboys, they were all beat up. We were all hurt, and they went like 10-6 and barely won the division. So, you know, I could see them winning it again like that. Infamous 2K says if Hurts does good, you cause controversy with Carson and Hurts, but who cares?
It's already there, and Hurts really played an NFL game.
Yeah, and I feel like if Hurts does good, then good. Like we good. Like I mean, if Hurts, and I'm not saying he is, but if Hurts goes in there and he balls out, and he looks like, you know, the next coming of the next coming, we got a good quarterback. That's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? If it comes down to, hey, all right, Carson, you got to go ham. Like now you're going ham because you know you got this dude right on your heels. Maybe that's a good thing for Carson. If it's a bad thing, then it's a bad thing, and we got to figure out what we got to do with his money. I don't see the bad in that. If he's terrible, then we know he's terrible. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like this is football. We can't be so worried about everybody's feelings. You know what I'm saying? This isn't like the schoolyard.
They're human too. Like
that's fine, but that's fine. But at the end of the day, if you work at McDonald's or if you work in the NFL, if you are not doing your job properly, it does not matter how much money you are getting at the end of the day or how you're going to feel. If you're not doing your job, you're not, you know, producing what we need you to produce, your job should be on the line. And I'm not saying that, oh, you know, Wentz got to go. I'm just saying everybody has to be treated the same way. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're a quarterback, if you're a defensive lineman, because we are very critical of a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And we're quick to say fire this person, fire that person. But I feel like us as a fan base, as soon as we start talking about Carson, it's like, well, no, we got to be honest. His job is on the line just like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care about his feelings. I don't at all. That's me personally, though.
No, that's okay. I'm a social worker. I care about people's feelings.
Yeah, exactly. You're a way better person than me. Be more careful. What's good, everybody? What's good, brother? What's good? And then, all right, let's get into some more questions I have. So how do you think – actually, no, let me do this one. What do you think about Slay versus Adams?
I think it's going to be a tough matchup. I think with Slay having to play 8 yards off of Devontae Adams, it's going to lead to a lot of those slant quick passes to Devontae Adams, and he has the ability to break those open for catch at 5 yards down the field to get 20-plus yards. He has the ability to do that, and I fear that that's going to be some of the issues today, that we're going to be like, where's our defensive line? How come they're not stepping up right now? And I think it's because Aaron Rodgers is about to get that ball out quick to their wide receivers, a.k.a. Devontae Adams. And then as soon as we start cheating up, then you're going to get the, I don't even know, Scantling, Valda, whatever his name is, Scantling going up downfield and catching big bombs. So I'm a little worried about that. But if our linebackers are able to get in those lanes and help out our DBs and help out Slay, then maybe it could be a good game. Like I said, Slay has played against Devontae Adams more often than not. And so he knows a little bit about him. He knows his tendencies. So hopefully that works in our favor. But at the end of the day, Devontae Adams, that dude's a beast. he is a beast. He's one of those that, all right, we know he's going to get his. We just got to limit how much you got. Kind of like when we played the Browns and we knew Chubb and Kareem Hunt were going to get theirs because their running offense is spectacular. We just had to limit. We had to slow them down. So hopefully we know Davante Adams is their number one and he's a beast. We just got to slow him down. Can't stop him completely. And if we do, that's great. But just know that, yes, he's going to get his. We just got to make sure he's the only one, and we got to slap everyone else.
Facts. To Alex's point, I was watching Philly Insider podcast did a really good breakdown of Slay versus Adams, when he was in Detroit, and he did. I mean, Davante Adams, they kind of beat him up a little bit. So, but he's coming off of as far as stats go.
I saw stats that it was only like the last 2 years that Davante Adams really had. And maybe it's because maybe there was a year maybe Aaron Rodgers didn't play or something. But in the earlier years, it said like he only had like one catch, 6 yards or something like that. Let me see.
Yeah, look it up. Go ahead. And then what's it called? But yeah, he just came off of stats wise, a bad game. So I think he will come back a little bit. I think he'll have a comeback game there. Eagle Realist says, think Slay has a better game versus Adams. Facts. To beat the Packers, put pressure on Rodgers. The Buccaneers did it all game and caused Rodgers to throw 2 picks. Weird question. Do y'all know each other? Me and Brandon? Yeah, we know each other. To be honest, yeah, I know a lot of y'all want us to beat the Packers, and we're gonna beat the Packers. Watch. It's gonna be the headline news, and Bobby's gonna love it. Shout out to Bobby Warshaw in here, Packers fan. But yeah, I think shout out to Philly. Go check out Philly Insider Podcast breakdown. He did really good. But yeah, at the end of the day, we can't let what happened with Metcalf happen again. Metcalf went off on us. I know it might have been a little bit more personal than the whole Davante Adams might be, but he went crazy. It is what it is. And if you watch the film, Slay was there. Slay was there most of the time. He was in position most of the time. He got beat once or twice, but he was there to make plays. It's just Metcalf went crazy. It is what it is. So hopefully this puts a fire under Slay, and Slay can just maybe go into lockdown mode.
Does it really matter, though, if one player has a good fantasy day if the team only scores like 20-ish points?
Facts.
Like when you're playing a good offense like the Seahawks, or if you're playing, let's say if we can hold Aaron Rodgers to 21 points and Davante Adams has like 120 yards, does it really matter? At the end of the day, we only held them to 21 points, and if our offense score 24 points, we win a game. We're not asking our offense to go out there and score 35, 40 points to win a game. If the defense can hold everybody else down and only Davante Adams goes off for over 100 yards, sweet. That's awesome for their fantasy owners. But if they're not scoring points and we're holding them to field goals, like Davante Adams gets them down to the 20-yard line and we're stopping them there and they're not getting touchdowns, only field goals, then that's a good thing for the defense. I'm not too worried about individual stats and worrying about, man, if he goes up, that's going to make us look bad. But it's at the end of the day, it's the points. The points is what the most important part is. And if we can limit their touchdowns by holding down everybody else, because Davante Adams is not going to go out there and have a Chase Claypool 4-touchdown day, I don't think.
He might. That boy might. I think he's the only wide receiver in the NFL right now that has an average of over 100 yards a game. Like he can be a
gonna get hit.
So
he's gonna get hit. You got to stop everyone else.
I mean, yeah, but we still have to stop him. We can't just say, all right, well, let him go. All right, because at the end of the day, we have to. Which I like from our defense, we went back to stopping the run. So if we can stop the run, and then it becomes he's the only receiver that's kind of beating us, then okay. But if we're not stopping the run and we're letting that man go off, that's going to be a deadly combination right there. So we got to figure something out. We definitely got to figure something out. But like I said, I think Slay will have a comeback game. I think this is he's heard the chatter. I know he's not. He's a guy that reads the news every now and then, and he's kind of big on his social media. So I'm sure he's seen people not too happy that he let DK Metcalf go off on him. So it is what it is. I'm excited to see him go off. Now, let's talk about Jordan Howard returning. Do you think he's going to – last time we played the Green Bay Packers, I should say, had a great game. especially for fantasy owners. But he had a big game. Do you think he could have a big game if given the opportunity this week?
I don't know. I hope that he doesn't take too much away from Miles Sanders. And by that, I hope at least he gets in the game. I hope he's not just sitting on the sideline watching as we run 9 times of Boston Scott and Miles Sanders. He can be our technically bigger back, the one that we can put down on 3rd and 1. It's tough because I don't know. I know he has the ability to play well. He has the ability to be a good running back. It's just, is Doug going to run the ball? Is Doug going to be like, all right, last time we beat them, I believe Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard had like 176 yards rushing combined. Okay, so are you going to try to replicate that? Or are you going to be like, well, they're going to think we're going to run the ball, so let's pass it 50 times and throw them off guard. Like, nah, dude, like we need you to run the ball and actually bring in these bigger backs. You brought up Elijah Holyfield, didn't even let him see the field on a rainy day. So I'm hoping that, I don't know what the weather's like today where they are, but if it's cold or whatever, run the ball. I don't
care if it's a tropical storm, run the ball. I don't care if it's a heat wave, run that ball. Like,
I think I just went on a tangent to answer your question. I don't think he'll have a repeat exactly the same as last time, since this will be his first game back in Philly. But I think he can have a solid contribution. He can get short yardage plays that we need, or maybe even get us a spark. But I feel like they're going to try to lean on Miles Sanders maybe a little bit more than they did when we first played Green Bay.
Yeah, I hope that he goes off. How many turnovers are we going to give up, and how many are we going to make on defense? Shit. I hope that we give up none, and I hope our defense gets at least 2. We just need to, like you said, like we said before too, if you put pressure on any quarterback, they're going to break. Even Tom Brady breaks when you put pressure on him. That's how you beat him in the Super Bowl. Ask the Giants, ask the Patriots, or the Eagles. That's how you beat him, is you put pressure on him. That's the formula. That's how the Giants beat him twice, is by not letting him score, by not letting him get comfortable. You do that with any quarterback.
Us.
I mean, we let him put up like 500 points, but we inevitably beat them because of our defense putting pressure on them.
Sure.
Not letting them get comfortable. So, made my point. But yeah, so we need to get back to making some turnovers, making some plays. Like, I feel like Jim Short's defense has never been the greatest at causing turnovers. I think it's, like you said, kind of a bend don't break type defense, and we just kind of stop them. We don't let them kill us. But it goes back to running the ball. We just have to control the clock. Like Infamous just said, look, I didn't even see that. If we just control the clock, we can win this game. We just got to slow down the game, slow down the pace of the game, not let Aaron Rodgers kill us, not let them get their running game going. And we can win this game. We can. We definitely can win this game. But how many turnovers you think?
I'm going to say I hope none, because I don't want to jinx the team. I don't want to put a number out there, and then everyone's like, oh, Brandon said they're going to have X amount. They just had X amount. Don't listen to him ever again. So I'm going to go with hopefully none, and on the defense, hopefully at least 1. I think it's more than just the defense. I think we need also a spark from our special teams. We haven't really had a big special teams play, and it's because, 1, our punt returner is an ex-quarterback, and then on kickoff returns, there's so many touchbacks that it's kind of hard to really break one that gets down to the 40, 50-yard line. But I think we have, Boston Scott back there. So it's just like we don't have like these burners returning kicks for us. And I don't know why, when we have some burners on the team. What's the point of drafting speed if we're not going to use the speed anywhere? We don't throw deep to Hightower anymore. We don't at least put these guys, Quez Watkins or Hightower, back on like a kick return. At least put them back there. They can catch the ball, and they have the burners. They have to be faster than the guys like Boston Scott or Greg Ward.
Facts. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We're at like 20 right now. Everybody, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Yeah, man, we need to win this game. I just want to win this game. I'm so tired of losing, man. I'm so tired of like depressed ass like Monday mornings, like talking about, so what do we need to do to become a better team? Who's gonna get fired? I'm tired of having that conversation. Shout out to Alex Cubsis. Bold prediction for today: Eagles 21, Packers 17. Slay comes up with a big pick to seal the game. I like it. I like it a lot.
I would jump up, and I'm hyped that it's a 4:00 game. I like 4:00 games. Have a nice dinner and get some food, and then it's not. I hate night games, especially out here on the East Coast. It's not fun. And it's like 11:30 at night when I have to go to bed and wake up early for work.
See, it sucks that I gotta like go to work, and it sucks even more because the last 2 games, the Penn State Nittany Lions have won, and I have not watched the game. So I worked the last time, and they won, and then this week I was like, let me just not watch and see what happens, and they won again. So I feel like if the Eagles win, and I'm not able to watch it live, which I'm not gonna be able to watch it live, that's gonna end up being the jinx, and I'm gonna have to like not watch or something like. Oh, these darn superstitions.
That left the stadium when the team, I forgot what team it was, and he was like, I'm just going to leave and hope that I'm the bad juju and it helped the team, and the team ended up winning. I forgot what team it was.
That's going to be me. That's going to definitely be me because if we win, I'm probably not going to watch it next. I don't know. It depends. If we looking good, I'm probably
I'm going to call where you live and get them to cut your cable for a day.
I'm gonna need my Eagles fix. I don't know if I can do it, but I mean, once the game's over, I'm happy it's a night game because I'll be out probably right at the end of the game, or like right after the game, I should say, so I can at least watch it real quick and then do like a reaction video and let y'all know what I'm thinking.
How that goes if we win.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. I already told my boss though. I'm like, yo, you're gonna hate me tomorrow because I'm going to be at 2:00. I'm going to be like, is it time for me to go yet? Can I go yet? I don't care. I'm trying to get out already, and I ain't even go in. But, yeah, everybody's still saying if we harass Aaron all day, I believe we can. Crazy how people bash and Slay, but the last 3 years, Darby and Mills been giving up monster game stats. No, that's a fact. I don't think anybody's bashing Slay. I think he had a rough game, and it is what it is. Like I said, DK Metcalf is a different type of player, and I know everybody's gonna say, we could have had him. I know, but DK is a different type of animal. He's a big, strong, fast wide receiver. He can do that to a lot of people. On that day, I feel like it didn't matter.
Russell puts the ball on the money too. Like, yeah, he got beat deep on one, and that was on Slay. But there was one that literally Slay was glued to him on a deep route, but Russell just put it literally. I don't even think DK had to move. All DK did was jump, and the ball landed in his arms. Like, he didn't even move his arms. That's how good of a throw it was. So you got to also look at the quarterback and who's throwing, because you can have DK, but if you have like a Nathan Peterman throwing to him, it's not going to matter what DK does because the ball's not going to be there. Russell Wilson is just, he throws a beautiful deep ball. It is what it is. But what was it? I forgot what I was going to say, but keep going. Oh, Slay. Yeah, I don't even know if a lot of people are bashing him, to be honest. Like, I even on Twitter, like, yeah, you have some people that are like, oh, you got toast or you got burnt, blah, blah, blah. But there are also people like, oh, don't worry, bro. Like, you had one game. You had one bad game. The rest of the games, you've been solid. Like, yes, statistically, it shows that he has toward the bottom of man coverage. But that's because he has to stand 8 yards back, and they're just running, like, short routes. And they're catching everything up front because that's what they're supposed to. What they're trained to do right now is to not let the big plays happen and just let the short ones happen and tackle them right away.
Yeah, the only play I'll give Slay a little bit of a hard time on is the one that he got beat over top because he did just kind of get burnt by DK. But other than that, yeah, like I said, he was in position to make a lot of plays. It's just DK made him. It is what it is. Like,
he's burning a lot of people.
All right, exactly. You can't be mad. You can't. He's a great player. It is what it is. Like, Infamous. Wait, Joe, you're missing the game. Yeah, I'm missing the game. I'm probably gonna be on my phone a lot watching it, but I'm definitely gonna be missing it.
Yeah, we're gonna win.
He said, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I just blocked somebody by accident." Oops. I really didn't mean it. He said, "Screw Carson Wentz." So I mean, now I really don't feel bad, but I really didn't mean to do that. I don't know how to undo it. Oh well. Don't say screw Carson Wentz in my live. I guess that's the overall standard. But I was on Slay's son Insta Live, and Philly fans were saying, "Tell your dad DK Metcalf." I said hi. And Slay's son is only 13. That's going too far. Yeah, people don't know how to act, man.
Those are just internet trolls, and that's the one thing about the social media and internet that's tough. Is stuff like that. And you can't really control it. You just gotta hopefully the kids these days growing up with all the social media and everything, learn to develop those tough skin, and that comes from like parents and stuff. Just being like, listen, this is what you're gonna experience, especially if you're a son of like a professional athlete or something, and things don't go well. You're gonna hear these kind of things. So hopefully, they're getting mentally prepared at a young age to know that this is the kind of stuff that could happen, because it could break people. It could get annoying. I'm not saying if he's been bullied online or something like that, but I'm sure there's other people that other kids and whatnot that are sons of athletes or daughters.
Facts. If anybody knows how to like unblock people, that would be cool. I definitely didn't mean to do that. I feel so bad now. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, shout out to him.
It's
sorry,
easy,
bro.
It's ease.
I really didn't. I feel so bad. But anyways, all right. Before we're gonna do our, keys to the game and our score prediction real quick. But before we do that, I do want to say a couple things while we still got everybody in the chat. We do have merch available for sale. So if you guys want it, the link is in the description. There's $10 off of any purchase over $30, and the code is PhillyTP. All the information, like I said, is in the description, so go check it out. Please do support. We're trying to buy some free Christmas gifts, you know what I'm saying? And then Monday, obviously, is going to be Overreaction Monday. Either way, win or loss, we are going to be here Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We got my boy from the Touchdown, Doug Smith. Very excited to have him on. He's a very funny guy, knows his football, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get into these last two things before we get off here. Good luck, Infamous. I appreciate that. He unblocked him. See, look at that. That's why you have moderators. Look at that.
Hey.
But what are your keys to this game to win? What are your keys to win to this game?
Keys to win, obviously, with the obvious, the offense needs to play well. We need to stick to the run if it's going well. Stick to the run if it's going bad. You can't just run the ball on first down when everyone knows you're probably going to run the ball, get 2 yards, and be like, oh, it's a failed thing. Let's throw it 10 times in a row. No, run the ball, especially if we get another false start penalty. I mean, not false start, an offsides where it's 1st and 5. Don't just pass 3 times in a row. Run it 3 times in a row. There's a 90% chance you're getting that first down. And if it's 3rd and 2, then maybe do a play action, do something quick, a quick screen. I don't like something like you don't need to just try to throw it downfield 3 times in a row because it's 1st and 5. But stick to the run. Just be disciplined, Doug. Just understand that we want Miles to get 20 touches minimum. We want him to have 20 touches minimum, and then sprinkle in some Jordan Howard and Boston Scott. So stick to the run, and then hopefully Carson can develop some. I know that's what they wanted. They wanted Carson to get chemistry, to get those quick throws or whatnot and build chemistry. But we just need to stick to the run and then get Carson going when he needs to get going and roll him out. Roll him out the pocket. Do something. Get him outside the pocket. Get him comfortable. When he's rolled out the pocket, he's able to see everything in front of him, and he knows that he's not just going to get popped when he throws the ball. So well-oiled offense, and on defense, get after Aaron Rodgers. Make him uncomfortable and hold out on the big plays. Just don't let them get any big plays, and hopefully at least 1 turnover.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we need the youth to come out to play. We need like you said, I think the running game is something that is a staple of our keys to the win, because we have to say it every week. I need like 30 from the whole running back group at least.
You know what I'm saying? Every week. It's like, why do we have to say this and they don't see it?
Yeah, why are we seeing it? Why are we seeing it and they're not seeing it? There we go, CJ Bengal. You're going to be a moderator now. My bad, dog. I apologize, but welcome back. But either way, yeah, so obviously the running game, but I need to see this youth come out to play. I need Jalen Reagor to come out and play. I need Dallas Goedert, now that you have Zach Ertz, next to you, and you're not going to have as much heat on you. I need you to come out to play. It kind of sucks to see Richard Rodgers maybe not going to be seeing the field as much because, like you said, he has been doing well.
Run that 3 tight end set.
Yeah, I mean that would mean you'd have to run the ball every now and then too.
Oh,
Because
true.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Doug's ready to
True.
do that. But and I want to see Carson Wentz be smart. Try to calm everything down. I need to see him calm the team down. I want to see him be a leader. Even if we lose this game, go talk to your guys. Go be a leader. You know what I mean? Like you have a lot of youth on that field, and this might be, this might be a what was I trying to say? This might be a throwaway season. I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. Go show these guys that you care. Go show these guys that you're their guy. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see that from Carson Wentz. And I know that's not something, it's just, palpable really, but that's something you see on the sideline, something you see in the huddle. I just need to see that leadership. And then on the defense, I want to continue to see Jim Shorts changing it up. I really like what I'm seeing out of Jim Shorts, and I've been the conductor of the fire Jim Shorts train for a while, and I'm still.
And then I just got off on like Route B or Route C over there. So
listen, I'm on lunch break. I'm on lunch break. That's what I'll say. I'm on lunch break. The train stopped for a second. We'll see if he can, maybe continue to do better. But I said this a while ago that he's probably going to pick it up in the second half, and all my feelings are going to change about him. But I want to see him continue to change it up, see him use his new players in different ways. We saw Braylon Arnold called up. I would love to see him play. We've seen Davion Taylor get some good pops on special teams. I would love to see him play on the defense. So I want to see him get the best out of these young guys, So those are my three. And as far as score prediction.
Oh, wait. Before we get into that, and we haven't talked about it, Travis Fogelman, this is his welcome back party to Green Bay. Do you think
that's true.
We were able to steal him off their practice squad? Do you think he will have –
Was it them? I thought it was the Lions. Why I thought it was the Lions?
He was drafted by the Lions, I believe, and then he went to Green Bay, and he was on the
okay.
So do you think he'll have a good game today? Do you think he'll still be like 50-50 with Alshon, or what are your thoughts on how maybe Travis Fogelman will be used today?
I need to see him break out again. Not break out. I'm not saying like go have a 150-yard game with 2 touchdowns, but I need to see him be that guy that we thought he was going to be for a while. We all were really excited about him, man. Like, I feel like we really thought he was something special. And I'm not saying he's not, but like he might not be as special as we all thought or as we all hoped. I want him to look like a number 1 wide receiver this week. That's what I really want. I don't think it depends who's on him too. If he gets their best cornerback, it's going to be tight, but he might do better because he's been doing kind of poorly against kind of middle of the road cornerbacks, but was torching the Ravens and Steelers. Right. And so I need to see him get back to being a number 1, wide receiver. And, I need to see Wentz trust him again. I think that has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah. I think he's dropped a couple passes, but that's the thing. Like, I don't know why Wentz would stop going to him, or maybe it's just stop looking his way when he was still throwing those deep balls to Hightower basket catches. Like the ones he's dropped weren't even like, dang, that's a hard catch. We get it. Those were easy NFL catches. So if you're willing to keep going back to Hightower, I need you to go back to Fogelman. I need you to throw the ball to him. And I'm hoping that if Alshon is going to be played, I still want like 60-40, like 60% Fogelman, 40% Alshon, maybe 70-30 the opposite way. Get the youth involved. Get the young players going, get their confidence up, let them know that they're here to stay, kind of, and really put them in the game plan, especially Fogelman.
Yeah. Like Anderson said, Travis is decent. He will never be Julio or D-Hop, but he should be reliable. And that's not too bad. I would love for him to be a great player, but if he's going to be,
they're not all Julio or D-Hop.
Exactly. I'll take a number 2 at this point. I don't even care. We just need talent, man. If he's young and he's good, I'm down. Let's keep going. Let's figure it out. Let's develop him, and see if we get. Because I feel like Aaron Moorhead has been a solid addition to his team. I feel like you can see from week to week improvement from our wide receivers. At least the young ones. So I'm not giving up on everybody. I'm not definitely ever giving up on my Eagles, but. We just talking improvement. We talking improvement here, right? Playoffs. We ain't talking playoffs.
Playoffs.
But all right. So lastly,
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna do my score prediction.
Yep.
You guys ready? Shout out to CJ Bangle. Now I'm gonna be overly nice to you. But I need to work. But yeah, no, what's it called? So Kevin Thomas says 24-20. I'm gonna say the Philadelphia Eagles will win. And they will win 24-10.
Get out of town. Get out of town.
We're gonna kill them. I don't know if I can say kill on YouTube, but I just said it twice. So
the feds are watching.
Do y'all think we keeping Greg Ward? Yes, we should.
Nah, yeah, we might as well keep Greg Ward. He's a reliable target for Wentz when he's been used. Although I would like to see Rager more used on those screenplays than Ward, but Ward's a reliable target. He has good hands. But score prediction, offense struggles, but we're in Lambeau. We play kind of well there. Carson had 4 touchdowns last year against them. Let's say 27-20. Eagles. I'm going with the bull. I'm going with my team this week. I tried to switch it up last week. Thought the reverse psychology thing was going to work. Technically, I was right. Seahawks did win, but I'm going to go ahead and go 27-20 Eagles.
EAG. He said 10? Yeah, 10. We gonna hold him down. We gonna hold him down. If I'm gonna be unrealistic, I'm gonna be unrealistic. You know, it is what it is. I agree with y'all. I don't think, just like last week, I know I said we were gonna win. I don't think this is a game that we will win, but I have faith that we can, you know, and that's if we do score, you know. Before we go, CJ Bangle, would you fire Doug Peterson? Not yet. Give us a little bit. Give us maybe this week.
Give
and then
Peterson the keys to the kingdom. Let him pick his staff, and if they all suck next year, then we could put the blame on him. Right now, it just looks like it's Howie. It looks like it's the players obviously not playing well, aka Carson. Their play calling's not there, but Doug also, I feel like, doesn't feel comfortable in the organization, and Jeff Lurie needs to allow him to feel comfortable. And if that means putting Howie back in the basement and let him deal with the numbers and get us out of this cap hell that we're about to be in, then let it be that, and let someone else come in and do the player pro scouting and all that and drafting and get a guy like Louis Riddick, and that would be dope.
Yeah, I think everybody wants Louis Riddick at this time, man.
I'm going to keep tweeting at him until he joins. Maybe write him a letter.
Yeah, facts. We got to send him a letter. Maybe if somebody knows how to make quotes, maybe we could send him a quote, and that'll be a nice little peace offering.
Get a petition started so all of Philly can send it to him.
Exactly. So one more time before we do go, make sure you guys do check the description. We do have all the merch in there. And also be sure you are here tomorrow. I see, and my boy Infamous 2K is ready already. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on there. But also, yeah, tomorrow, Doug Smith, The Touchdown, live call-in show. Voice your opinion, 8 p.m. Monday, only on YouTube. All right, I'm going to stop talking like that. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. Do you got anything to say before we get out of here?
It's game day, boys and girls, if there's girls in here. It's game day. Let's get it. Hopefully we win. Hopefully it's a good game at least. At the end of the day, even if the season's lost, us fans want to see a good game. We want to see an exciting game. We want to see it down to the wire where we're sitting on the edge of our seats and ready, and just like whatever happens, but it just can't be a blowout or something that we're just peeking at the TV like, and then looking back away. Like, I want to be able to sit on the edge of my seat. But yeah, fly Eagles fly, man.
Facts. Yeah, and shout out to Infamous 2K. I always support, bro. You did a great job on there, man. But yeah, you know, if we lose, at least we have each other. But other than that, y'all know what time it is. Fly Eagles fly. We are out here. Peace.